You're right. A bleeder. It'll be a real mess. You're a friend of the Gizmo.
Please don't hurt her.
Oh no!
She's still drunk.
What else? I've remembered what happened.
That would be great if she had to be drunk while like trying to get away on the plane.
I told you it'd work.
I saw that coming.
Oh yeah. You gotta call that shit, man.
I should have.
You should have called that shit.
I should have.
Because then even if you were wrong, you can just edit it out.
Yeah.
No one would know. Call all the shit all the time.
Yeah.
Is she gonna pull the transformer like off from between her boobs? Is that where it's gonna be?
I can't see in this thing.
They're gonna be right behind you. Where's the transformer?
Hey!
I squeeze cat, I squeeze cat, I squeeze cat, I squeeze cat, I squeeze cat. Till my clips is in. Till my clips is in. I squeeze cat. Till my clips is in. I squeeze cat. Till my clips is in. I squeeze.
That's full of shit.
Oh, I'm getting bored.
Yeah, we gotta get some.
Well, we did have a kill.
Yeah.
But we want to
But
see
it was
these
the-
kids get killed.
Yeah. Oh, if that's filled with poison or something, that'd be cool.
There you go.
Hey,
There you go.
Which is something's happening. Yes.
What?
He put some kind of horrible chemical.
Chemistry?
Because he's a chemist.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes.
Whoa, this is great. Oh my
I
god.
think I'm gonna throw up.
That's great. That was awesome.
Guts exploded.
And it's set up because Marty's a chemist.
Yes, yeah, he understands chemistry.
Okay, so Jay, what are resources?
I guess water. Do they want our water?
Water.
Yeah.
That's good. Trees?
I don't know. Sure. Do they want our volcanoes? Suck up a whole volcano.
What they needed to do
That's what fuels their ships.
is to convert their ship into a giant robotic spaceship made.
That little bit across.
Yeah, the Vivica A. Fox part, like, it was kind of cool to have some of the old characters back, and it kind of served a story purpose with the sun, but the structure of the world was kind of cool. And also we learned what the fuck was happening in Independence Day 1.
I was gonna say they retconned it, and I mentioned when we shot our Independence Day discussion, I joked that their plan was to suck up our volcanoes to fuel their ships. I was kind of right.
You were.
Everyone thought I was dummy.
For saying volcano was a resource?
Everyone thought I was dumb, but I wasn't saying it was a resource. I was just saying that's what they were using. They're gonna suck up our volcanoes to fuel their ships, and that's kind of what they end up doing. They're sucking up our sweet, sweet magma.
But then it really goes off the rails. When this is what the point I brought up before about the screenwriters just writing shit. Now, the hero cop is a ghost now.
He turns into a hologram at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
What's all that stuff?
This is your skin.
He's gonna look perfectly human.
Yeah, he won't look like the
That's not even
super
enough to cover his torso. Oh.
Are you fucking kidding me? What?
It's pretty good with the airbrush.
She even got the stubble.
Oh god.
I never wanted to do this. This is so stupid.
What's up next, Mike?
Oh, our next film is called Trick or Treat, starring Gene Simmons and Ozzy Osbourne, two men most known for their acting. Eddie Weinborough is a typical all-American teenager. At least he was until he fell under the evil spell of rock music.
Okay.
Now he's obsessed with his heavy metal superstar idol, Sammy Kerr, which I assume is either Gene Simmons or Ozzy Osbourne, who was killed in a hotel fire.
Our second selection is Empire of the Dark.
Oh, it's a nice looking like rat demon thing.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of into this.
That won't be in the movie.
That looks like the dogs from Ghostbusters.
A little bit.
A little bit. Probably not in the movie, you're right.
A World Wide Web of Deceit is a video about how the internet is bad because pornography is bad and Jesus.
It's a trick video.
Okay.
It's
Bait and switch.
It's a bait and switch. It's made to look like, oh, how to protect your children from the internet, but the underpinning of it is some kind of religious pastor.
You kind of got it right off the bat.
Oh yeah.
You may be caught in the World Wide Web of deceit.
Hi, I'm so-and-so.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm James
There it
Robinson. I
is.
welcome you to the video presentation we have titled World Wide Web of Deceit. We're referring
He
to the
shouts Christian pastor.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting a pastor.
Oh yeah, once I heard him talking.
Evangelical. I met the Lord watching your show.
Oh God, we've been tricked. What did he say? He
I
said,
met the
met
Lord.
The Lord. God damn it.
He comes across this elderly couple that's out in the woods. And
They were actually 22 in the film, but you know, it's the 80s and
yeah, and the elderly man was getting really abusive with the woman.
Which gives him flashbacks to when he was a baby and he remembered that his mother was.
And this guy is talking like a shit-kicking cowboy.
I do want it.
But I'm twice your age.
You're always in such a hurry.
Your mom's my best friend.
I'm your aunt.
Naughty.
Ricky steals his Jeep, which is red, and that's that's important.
That's
I guess.
his triggering color.
It's so important it has an exclamation point at the end of it.
I love it. Just doing it over and over. That's great.
Just because it's a horror movie, you expect for her to freak out, go ah, and to be mowed down herself, but instead. Thank you.
She seems okay with it.
Thank you.
Walks away.
Jay, tell us all about Alien Seed.
Alien Seed is the Terminator. If you replace the Terminator with alien rape, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was lots of similarities to Terminator, which was weird. Almost like the story structure, like where they end up at certain points in the story. They go to a hotel at one point. There's the Kyle Reese character, kind of. He's not from the future, but
He's just a writer.
he's just a writer. Eric Estrada, as I predicted, only showed up for a minimal amount of scenes.
The prediction was 3. The grand total was 5.
Was 5. So
But 2 of those looked like they were in the same hour.
Yeah.
So-
yeah. Alien Seed wasn't hilariously bad. It had moments. It was mostly just sort of generic B-movie stuff.
Our third film of the evening is called Your Hunter from the Future, who's from the past.
The title is kind of a spoiler by itself.
Yeah, a great classic 80s cover. Rich, tell us about Your.
Well, for one, you're never going to see these amazing spaceships. Somebody called that. I don't remember who, but it was a good call.
I think that was Jay. Was it you?
That was you? Okay.
My little one, don't you shed a tear. Believe with me, and I will take away your fear.
This is hurting my brain, like trying to figure out what it is.
Can we just talk about the fact that they go to a deserted barn and they suddenly have a mannequin with them? Where did this thing come from?
They have to recreate their imaginary friend. It's the most logical thing to do once you learn you share an imaginary friend.
You have to go
We
to an
need
abandoned
build
barn.
him in an abandoned barn in the woods. It wasn't creepy at all.
Hi, guys.
No, careful.
Oh God!
Created from your dreams.
But there's a problem. He comes to life. Magically, he comes to life.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have his magic medallion that will bring him to life. In order to, I guess, make him come more to magically alive?
Come on!
What do they have to do in order to make him come more rich?
In order to make him come
The
more
little girl
to
took
life,
care of that.
they need to find the chaotic medallion.
Quixotic.
They need to find the quixotic medallion.
That's their quest.
Unfortunately,
Wait, that makes him come more?
Thank you.
that makes him come more to life, yes.
Okay,
Because he's already come to life. If they don't find that medallion before sunset, Rem Lazar will never come again.
Who thought this was a good idea?
Okay, so they need to find the medallion, which has been stolen by that thing from Power Rangers.
Yeah. Oh, and Anton LaVey Octopus?
And it's somewhere up high.
It's up high.
Yes, yeah.
It is hidden at the highest point that the mind can go. A place so high, most people are not able to find it in the course of their entire lifetime.
And then he asked the little kids, he's like, what's the highest point you could imagine? And the little girl was like, oh, a mountain. And the kid's like, the moon.
The highest place you can imagine is the top of the World Trade Center. The Quixotic Medallion will be there on September 1st of 2001.
September 10th. The morning of September 11th.
You have to be there to get the medallion.
That's not it. That's the Empire State Building. It's really tall.
Certainly it is.
But the building my dad showed me is much taller. And there's two of them.
Oh, God.
Oh my God!
Holy shit!
Zach is just making up stories.
How the fuck did you call that? That was so random.
After all we have seen today, watch the
Rich, did you write this?
No, I did not.
Fuck.
Well, what do you think?
It's high.
They're there, Rich.
I know.
Towers are straight up, while the tops of mountains are on top of slanted ground.
I'm just saying Rem Lazar is behind 9/11.
Oh.
That's all I'm saying.
Oh, Rem Lazar melts steel beams?
With the power of imagination.
9/11.
The power of imagination brought down the top. I mean, I guess that's kind
What
of
do
true.
you think the chaotic medallion's for?
9/11 was a Rem Lazar job?
It was. We didn't know.
Creating Rem Lazar, destroying the World Trade Center.
Ooh.
They were CG instead of puppets. They reminded me tonally a lot of some of the Jim Henson stuff, like Labyrinth or The Storyteller, the series he did.
Well, let me say this. I don't think I'm a huge fan of Tolkien. I think it's a lot of detail.
It's that's the thing is Peter Jackson's made action movies out of stories that aren't action stories.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's the structure of Tolkien is very. I guess that this is appropriate then because it's not a direct smooth linear narrative.
Yeah, like we went back and we watched the Hobbit cartoon.
Oh yeah, just for contrast, we decided to watch the Rankin Bass cartoon.
Yeah, just to kind of refresh our memories of what was in The Hobbit and what was added in and taken from other source material and stuff like that. And yeah, we got to the point where this film ends and we saw all the scenes beyond that will most likely appear in the next two films. hiding in barrels and the.
I was just imagining what that'll look like in Peter Jackson's movie.
It's almost like honestly, I don't have much of an interest in seeing the next two films.
Really?
I will see them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I can just foresee everything. I'm like, okay, I'll watch them, but Bilbo helps the dwarves escape in barrels, wine barrels or something like that are empty, and they go down and float on a river. And yeah, we're watching it. We're thinking, okay, we're gonna have this giant waterfall, and they're gonna go off the waterfall. And
it's gonna go on for 20 minutes.
It's gonna be this big action scene because we got to stretch this material.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I've seen it. I can see it in my mind's eye.
I think a part of it, more than just stretching the material into 3 movies, is just that's kind of Peter Jackson's general mentality. Is he likes to drag things out like this. He likes excess, and that goes all the way back to his early splatter movies. Well, I think one of our biggest problems, both of us, with the last movie was the overdone 45-minute action sequences that went on and got completely ridiculous. And this movie scales that back a little bit. There's lots of expository scenes in this movie. There's lots of character scenes in this movie. But there is some big action scenes, and one of them that we were right on the money about was the barrel sequence.
Remind us of how the barrel sequence originally was done.
Oh, they hide in little barrels so they can get out of the city. They go down the little river and then they escape. And that's the scene.
There was no subplot about orcs trying to kill them.
Yeah, there's not orcs trying to kill them. There's not the elves trying to stop them from leaving. But this one, it's like they get in the barrels. I should say, I actually found the sequence a lot more fun than I was expecting.
I enjoyed it a lot,
because I was
too,
waiting for it to happen, and I was waiting to be bored by it. But it was goofy, it was weird, it was kind of dumb, but there was some creativity going on.
Yeah.
Peter Jackson reintroduced something that was in the Lord of the Rings movies that I love a lot, which is tons and tons of decapitations. But yeah, they get in their little barrels and they go, and it's kind of fun because they get to the edge of the elf city, and the elves close the gates so they can't get out, and then they have to turn the lever to get out, but then it just keeps going, and they're going down waterfalls, and they're jumping in and out of barrels, and there's elves shooting arrows, and it's just complete nonsense.
Yeah, it becomes a little cartoony. Legolas can now do anything.
Yes.
He's like Spider-Man.
Him and the Kate from Lost both, I guess.
Yeah, they're both so good at what they're doing, almost to the point of cartooniness. But yeah, there was one part where one of the dwarves in the barrel jumps out of the thing and it rolls along, and I actually like that sequence a lot.
Yeah, there's lots of little fun touches in it that kind of got my interest, despite how silly it was and the fact that it didn't advance anything in the movie.
So in any case, we went to see Suspiria.
Yeah.
And, Suspiria is this classic Italian horror movie with amazing visuals. The set decoration alone, Rich, you could write novels about. It was gorgeous.
Okay.
Like, interesting rooms and, like, bold, amazing colors. It was glorious to look at. And this was that, like, special 4K restoration that a lot of theaters were showing. So it was great. The only problem was, like, the story really wasn't that much. And this bold set decoration actually had very little to do with the horror elements. Like, you would think that it meant something. Like, oh, this room is all blue. It means something. But no, it just looks pretty.
So it's just like Blade Runner.
Yeah, kind of. I would argue, though, that a lot of Blade Runner's visuals are deeply tied to the theme. But hey.
I'm this game and I'm very scared. So can someone please tell me where to go?
Mute.
No.
All right, great. Oh, wait. No, I don't want a random. Shit. I want Jarvis' house. It's because I get to choose.
Yeah.
Okay, so I could see giving Suspiria to a director who is like really into the arty-farty bullshit and tying these beautiful visuals into the horror elements, and you could make a really great movie out of Suspiria. Because as it turns out, it's just this really pretty movie to look at. That doesn't quite hit the mark on the story-wise,
Okay.
So, but like, it was great to see in the theater. But I could see that being a superb remake. superb.
Suspiria 2018 was my favorite movie of 2018. I don't know if this is controversial. I like it more than the original, which is kind of unfair because they're so drastically different.
They really are. I mean, it's hardly a remake.
Yeah.
It's
it is in the sense. I mean, it hits all the story beats, just about. But it feels like such a different movie.
Yeah, it's so radically different that it's hard to look at it as a remake, even if it does do those beats. It comes at them at such a different way.
Yeah. What it does. The smart thing that it does, and what it does really well, is it takes all the threadbare story elements of the original and really fleshes them out. Where the original movie takes place at a dance academy, but there's, like you mentioned, there's one scene where they're dancing.
Yeah.
And this movie, the new one, it's all about the dancing.
Very much. The dancing is key central.
Yes, that's what the fucking movie is about.
Yeah.
But it also is, the whole movie is almost like the inverse of the original. Where it's like the original is very like colorful and unrealistic visually, and the score is very bombastic and huge. The new one, the remake, everything is stripped down.
Yeah, very drab.
It is stylistic, but it's very like grounded in reality. The score is very kind of minimal and pretty. So, and I'm curious about this new one, the Shane Black, The Predator.
Yeah.
Like what they're going to do with that.
I mean, it's Shane Black. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, the trailers have been really like underwhelming, but I feel like it's hard to make a trailer for a Shane Black movie just because he always has such a like specific tone that's hard to capture in a trailer.
And I'll be honest, I haven't watched any trailer.
Okay, it's probably good.
A Predator movie that Shane Black's making. Done.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Fair enough.
I do hope, though, that this is the last Predator movie. And that Shane Black has a cameo in it as a character who is the last person to be killed by a predator. Because then we would have a bookend.
There you go.
He's the first on-screen predator kill, and now he's the last.
That would be great.
That guy could just kill him. He's just standing there.
He's gonna fly like Iron Man.
Oh God.
He's gonna punch him in the balls.
Oh, that was it, huh?
10 minutes to stab it. Oh my God.
We do get a mid-movie action sequence where lady who is a teacher or a mother,
teacher mom,
is forced to fight the native.
All right.
And as it turns out, in a shocking twist, because she's a woman, she knows how to fight and kicks Adam Driver's ass.
Kick him in the crotch. It's just got a loincloth on. Kick him right in the junk. Kick him in the dick. Yes, there
you go.
Yep. Finally. See, that'll end it.
Good job, kid.
I have a feeling. Could be wrong.
This is setting something up, Mike.
Towards the end, the kid is going to use that skill.
You don't think it was just a random scene?
I don't. And I'm just going to go ahead and predict that.
Not just filling in this 84 minutes.
It's not just filler. It's
Have a beer, hot shot.
Goddamn rocks!
because she does.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like
goddamn. Drinking beer, blowing shit up.
This kid's awesome.
Look, you're a kid. You're no gunner.
I'm the only gunner you got!
Yeah, get him, kid! Kick their ass!
I can't! This is not like the rocks! This is a real ship!
And those are real lasers they're firing at us. The defense shield can't hold out much longer.
Point, point, point! Murder, kid! Murder!
Yeah, kill him!
Now drink their blood! He loves it! Yeah! He loves it!
Gotta taste for it.
There's so much violence.
He's got a taste for murder now, Mike.
Look! Oh, yes.
Do you want to talk about the film's plot twist ending, or the twist at the end?
The very end?
The very end.
Sure.
I mean, because there is a twist where he for whatever reason, the film doesn't make it clear, he goes to live with his grandparents, and he meets a adorable little moppet of a girl who lives next door, and she's like, let's be friends, which is what he's wanted the entire film. And then she essentially takes him into the woods, and she has her own pit. And she pushes him in the pit.
She pushes him into the pit.
So
Called it.
Yeah, and Rich called it. Yeah.
Rich called a lot of things, which makes me feel like he maybe made these films.
We can play together, okay? Sure. Okay, you chase me.
Yay! Everybody's happy.
He's totally fallen into a pit.
No, cut to credit. I was gonna say cut to credit.
I truly have no idea where this film is headed.
He's gonna fall into. She's tricking him into a pit.
But I like movies that I don't know where they're going. This is great.
It's totally going. She's tricking him to fall into a pit.
Rich, you're right.
Oh my God.
Rich.
Congratulations, Rich.
I think I might have liked that movie.
Well, Jack, happy Halloween.
Oh, it's my favorite time of year. Candy and costumes and coldness. All the C's. All my favorite C's.
And crap, which is what we're going to watch today.
Oh, I get it.
Our first movie is Jacko. I remember seeing this at the video store all the time growing up, and I've never seen it. But it was recommended to us by Patton Oswalt because it's Cameron Mitchell's last film.
Oh no.
So, yeah.
I almost feel like we can't. Like, once we watch this, we know where it ends.
We have to save this for the last best of the worst.
Ever.
That could be this.
This is it.
This is it.
You made it to the last best of the worst. Congratulations, everyone. What a fantastic cover. Here's the important question. If this is truly Cameron Mitchell's last movie, we got to start taking guesses. Where is he appearing? Who is he going to be? Angry cop? I mean, we can only hope.
Well, he'll be angry. I don't know if he'll be a cop. I'm gonna say he'll be man sitting at desk. My prediction is he's going to be in the same desk he was from Demon Cop. Because if this is his last movie, he's not going anywhere.
Did you find that too terrifying? I mean, has your mind ceased to believe that which I've shown you to be
Cameron
true?
Mitchell, he's going to be on the TV. That'll be it.
Remind you,
Is he at the desk, though?
in the darkest of evils. Welcome.
Yes, you're right!
You're so right, Jay.
Is that the same footage from Demon Cop?
It could very well be.
I don't remember exactly what he said, but because he was like a horror host in that too.
Yeah. No, he was researching. He was like a doctor that was talking about the.
But it was done in the style of a horror host.
Doesn't he open the movie though, Demon Cop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent call, Jay. You did it.
So we watched this movie for that.
Well, that's Halloween themed.
No, you know what? This is a good starter. This is the good.
I told you I don't trust him.
I don't want to scare you off. I want you to sit back and observe. Welcome to my asylum of horrors.
Oh!
I don't want to scare you off. I want you to sit back and observe.
It's the same footage from
Demon Cop.
Demon Cop.
It's the same. Yeah, at first, because we see him, he's like a horror movie host. The little kids watching him on TV, and at first it's like, oh, they shot it in his room, in his den. There's that lamp. But then we see it again later, and he has it's the exact same footage from Demon Cop.
and it's even the exact same line. He
It's the same. Yeah.
He mentions like the asylum of madness or whatever. It's word for word the same line.
The question is, what was that footage originally shot for?
Right.
It wasn't shot for Demon Cop because nothing was originally shot for Demon Cop.
No. It could just be a thing where it's like a failed project. I got 10 minutes of
like a Bela Lugosi Plan 9 thing. Yeah.
And I'm gonna give you guys footage.
These are the files of the damned. The stories of those poor, depraved souls
kids, it takes place on Halloween, and the kids have so few places to go that they go back to the same houses.
Like 3 times.
Yeah, they're out trick-or-treating. And they're like, oh, here's the uppity...
the weird Republicans?
Yeah, they're watching like a proto Rush Limbaugh
So it's
show.
a Rush Limbaugh imitation, and the lady has a British accent.
If she were a dog, I'd have a spade.
They're in like a dump of a house.
Their house is pretty trashy.
Yeah,
I think it's supposed to be a mansion, but they just
I think they're just
didn't
putting
have
on
the
airs.
location. Yeah.
What a load of liberal crap, I tell you. Why should I give my money to the government when they aren't giving me any of theirs?
That's so true. That's what I've always said, Richard.
Why is she like an uppity British woman?
Because rich white people talk.
They just sound like that?
They believe Halloween's a form of welfare.
Free candy.
They own the grocery store.
Watch.
You looking for a handout?
Yep. Told you.
You want some candy? You want something from me, you pay for it. Got it?
I want to see that character be the sole survivor.
Okay, so there's a lady with, I guess, shark teeth on the back of the box.
I didn't look at the back of the box. I didn't need to.
So the shark is, I guess, exorcism implies that the shark is possessed by a demon.
Oh no!
So there might be demonic transfer.
Oh no! I know exactly what's going to happen.
Okay.
We're not going to get exciting shark attack footage. A shark is going to possess a woman.
Yeah. So the tag is, there'll be a shark for 2 seconds.
There'll be a shark for 2 seconds,
right,
and then we're going to get a woman running around with teeth.
Okay.
This is a mistake.
Oh, I was very confused about what the point of this movie was. First of all, why is this coming out in November? This is like a Frankenstein movie. It's a monster movie. Why is this out in November? Who's it aimed at? And why should we care? Those are the 3 things I was thinking throughout the whole movie. It's just like, who is this for?
My answer is the Sherlock Holmes movies worked.
Maybe. They're trying to go for that crowd. I know they are, I don't know what studio it even is at this point. I guess they're still with Universal, but there's been talk of trying to do a cinematic universe with these monsters. I don't know if this is like the first step trying to do that, or if that's unrelated to this. I don't know, but I hope it never happens.
I don't know. I would say they have about a 19% chance of that working. The 1930s Universal Studios monsters are real hip with the kids these days.
Well, they're not even trying to make
the Mummy.
Yeah, the Mummy. The Mummy is the worst character ever. No one's scared of mummies ever. But the idea of updating these and making them like action movies, I think that's the plan. It's just like the worst idea. That's, speaking of budget, that's the weirdest thing to me, is that they decided to make, I mean, I guess it makes sense if you're looking at it like worldwide box office. In foreign countries, you want to make something that has that sort of fun Avengers type tone. But you look at like the original Universal monster movies, they're horror movies. Do something like follow the Blumhouse model and make these very, very modestly budgeted actual horror movies.
There's nothing that sounds more nerdy than Infinity Gems.
It's true.
It's a pretty good story in the comics.
Well, let's talk about that.
It's going to make a terrible movie.
Well, okay. Well, let's talk about that then. They're setting up the Infinity Gems for the Infinity Gauntlet, which Thanos will have.
Yes.
And that, I'm assuming, is going to be the next Avengers movie.
No,
Maybe.
I think they're going to make a separate movie for it.
Okay, but either way, they're setting this all up.
Also, Thanos is the purple monster that you see in the movie.
Yeah,
for
played
people
by
who-
Josh Brolin.
Now, let me ask you a question. When Thanos has the Infinity Gauntlet and puts it on, is the film going to be called Thanos and the Hand of Fate?
Yeah.
But Rich, you were saying, okay, that storyline, great comic. Why don't you think that'll work as a movie?
These movies are all about the heroes beating up the bad guys, and they have action adventures. The Infinity Gauntlet is about a god who worships death that murders everybody, and the heroes are powerless to stop him.
Well, isn't that the new Superman movie?
Tell me, do you bleed?
Basically, see, that's my problem with it. The tone in the Marvel movies has all been fun. The Infinity thing that they're building up to as the climax is it's just not gonna fit with everything else they've done. If they do it like the story is in the comics.
Well, then they'll just change it. And they'll make it lighthearted,
Yeah, exactly.
and they'll make setups for 15 more movies.
Exactly.
What if Thanos is defeated by the Silver Streaker?
I gotcha.
He's so distracted, and then Fast Man that isn't Quicksilver just runs up and steals the Infinity Gauntlet right off his hand.
No, like Silver Streaker's bush catches on the Infinity Gauntlet and rips it off. Marvel they get the characters right, or at least they try to, and they get the tone right. And that's the most important part, is that it finds a good balance between being somewhat lighthearted and fun, and still having like a realistic, threatening villain type character or premise. This movie just, for me, fell flat on its face, trying to be too moody and gritty and realistic, and yeah, it's weird. I don't know how DC mashups or team-ups in the past have worked, but Batman and Superman, like, they are two different worlds.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine that they both operate in the same universe. All the Marvel characters, sure, but Gotham City and Metropolis, like corny Clark Kent at the Daily Planet, and then like Gotham, and especially in movie form.
Looking forward to that Justice League movie.
Who else do they have to have in the Justice League?
They have to redo Green Lantern because nobody liked the last one.
I, Hal Jordan, do solemnly swear to pledge allegiance to a lantern that I got from a dying purple alien.
Well, now they'll redo it, and he'll be a manic depressive. Who else did they go?
They have
Flash?
The Flash and Wonder Woman are that's the main core. I mean, there's other characters that go in and out of the Justice League.
How the hell do you make Wonder Woman dark, brooding, gritty, serious?
You make her costume darker shades of all the colors and give it that look like it has the webbing on it.
Everything has to have the webbing, yeah.
She'll be a prostitute who gets turned into Wonder Woman and stabs her pimp in the eye.
She won't have an invisible plane, that's for sure.
No, she'll have a regular whip too. It won't be an energy whip.
Right, it'll just be a whip.
It'll be a dominatrix whip. And she'll snap it around a pimp's neck. Wonder Woman.
And kids will say, "Mommy, why are we watching this crime drama?"
I'm sure you've heard that there's like, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but there's supposedly like insider info leak that Wonder Woman and Justice League are supposed to be like clusterfucks.
What?
Yeah, I mean, it's not surprising, but now there's an official word from somebody that's seen footage from them that it's a mess. They're both a mess. Well,
Jay, have you
that
considered?
could turn out to be false.
Jay, have you considered the fact that the entirety of the press is a Marvel fanboy?
Oh, that's true.
Everyone that's ever seen a movie is paid by Disney.
That's true. That's true. One, Disney has the money, so they can do it.
They do, yeah.
Their only saving grace was Wonder Woman.
Disney is so desperate to have good press that they're willing to pay us to give positive reviews to movies that have already been out for a week or two.
You're not supposed to say that.
Oh, are we still on?
We're still live.
Oh, we're still streaming. Shit. Can you edit that part out of the live stream?
Yeah, I'll edit that out. Hold on, let me. Okay, no one heard it.
No one heard it. Good.
Great. No, their only saving grace was Wonder Woman. Like a different director, hopefully a different direction, and if that's the clusterfuck because what's his name, Zack Snyder gets his fingers in it.
No, he's on Justice League, and that's supposed to be a mess too, which doesn't surprise me.
Of course.
As long as they keep, I mean, there's still the movies, even though everybody hates them. They're still like Suicide Squad was a big hit.
Yeah.
I have a feeling Wonder Woman might be their first actual, like, potential flop, though, because I just don't think anybody cares. Like, who's excited? Who's excited about Wonder Woman? And it's not a like a sexist thing, but just like it doesn't look interesting as a movie.
Yeah.
And don't forget about Wonder Woman. I'm sure DC won't fuck this up.
And lastly, the Justice League movie. I'm sure DC won't fuck this one up.
I just said that. Oh, well, that makes sense.
That applies to every DC movie.
Oh, shut up, you Marvel What's worse is they're making a Wonder Woman movie. And I couldn't understand what that bitch was saying. She was a terrible actress.
Well, for me, with Wonder Woman, I feel like I have been given such a huge opportunity to show the strong, beautiful side of women, finally. And thank you.
That was like when an athlete goes on Saturday Night Live and tries to act. Just terrible. I don't want to watch a feature with her.
Mike, did you hear the big news?
Oh my God, you're pregnant?
Yeah, but bigger than that.
Oh my God, there was a celebrity divorce?
Bigger
than that? A major or minor celebrity has died, either expectedly or unexpectedly?
Probably, but just let me tell you the news.
Okay!
DC has made a film that apparently isn't terrible.
What? Oh my... Jesus Christ! How could that be true? What movie is it?
Wonder Woman!
What?
Come on, let's go see it!
Oh my God! Fuck it! Let's go see this movie! It's gonna be wonderful!
To fill an action quota, because you get an action sequence.
It should have been the Doomsday fight.
Should have been the Doomsday fight. Should have been the Doomsday fight, Rich. Yeah, no, that dream sequence made no sense. It made no sense in the movie.
But Apocalypse, Darkseid.
But yeah, sure. But apparently Darkseid's Superman now, and
Superman's gonna come back. He's gonna be evil. He's gonna be Darkseid's throne.
That's fine. That's gonna be great.
He's gonna come. Superman's gonna come back evil, so they're gonna have an excuse for Superman to destroy more shit without caring about human life for half the Justice League movie.
But actually have it make sense.
But have it actually make sense this time. No, Superman's destroying the city now because he's evil.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, don't you hate Superman?
What a great way to kick off your DC cinematic universe with a jackass Superman who murders everyone.
The kids are gonna love this. Don't you wanna fly and destroy cities too, kids? Well, they probably would.
That's what the Hulk's for.
Yeah. Also, Superman dies because Superman dies at the end. Because they wanted to have that little scene where maybe he's not dead, but everybody knows that Superman died in the comics and then came back. Like we're fucking concerned that he's not gonna come back.
Especially when it's like the first movie in the universe.
In the Justice League universe. Let's kill off the most popular and profitable character ever.
He won't be coming back.
Nope, not. Or maybe he will. Of course he is. Fuck it.
Well, they can bring him back evil when Darkseid resurrects him, and then he'll have an excuse to murder people.
Right. No,
he'll murder a lot of people in the Justice League movie.
This was a movie made by dumb people for dumb people to make dumb people think that they're smart.
Like whatever city is the Flash's city, because the Flash isn't terribly popular.
Yeah.
Whatever Keystone, or is that Green Lantern? Whatever the Flash city is, Superman's gonna fucking level it.
Star City.
Okay, Superman's gonna fucking level Star City.
Okay. Or Sterling.
Whatever. I don't. DC's fictional cities are just weird.
It's dumb.
They're kind of weird. It's not dumb. They're just weird.
Central City. Is that it?
Central? Okay.
I don't know.
It will be leveled.
And that'll get.
I'm going to say specifically Flash's city because that will get Flash involved.
That's the only way he's going to get involved.
Yeah.
Great. Star City is Green Arrow. You're right. Coast City. Who's in Coast City?
I think that's Lantern. Right?
Oh yeah, that might be Green Lantern. What if he resurrects as a wiser Superman that is actually upbeat about his role and proud of being a hero?
Zack Snyder's directing it, you fool.
No, because he's gonna be busy with the Fountainhead, so they'll get a different director, and he resurrects as the Superman everybody loves.
No, he's gonna resurrect as Super Murder Man,
right,
under the control of Darkseid.
But then Batman will science a way to get him back to normal.
Well, after Superman's been like killing people for half the movie, they'll get Superman back to normal, and then he'll murder half the city while trying to stop Darkseid.
probably gonna happen.
Superhero movies are just angry people that yell and kill.
And punch each other.
Punch each other, and they just knock over buildings. They don't give a fuck. That's a superhero.
When I see a superhero movie, I want to come out of the theater crying.
Well, I have good news for you.
Suicidal.
Maybe like Spider-Man, if this movie bombs enough, they'll be desperate enough just to let Marvel do it.
They'll turn over the rights of Superman to Marvel.
Yeah.
It would be like Zack Snyder would direct half the film. They would go to one side of the room, and it would be like all dark and violent, and the other side would be like, we're on Zack's side of the city. Everyone's gonna get murdered.
If Zack Snyder directs the next one, he's really gonna wank off with the Jesus stuff when Superman gets resurrected. It's gonna take place 3 days later.
Do you think they'll follow the comic book version of the death of Superman?
No, because that was really interesting.
He comes.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
It's that time of the week again. Another superhero movie. This time it's the long-awaited Justice League, a movie plagued with as many problems as it is flying demon bugs. Zack Snyder presents, along with reshoots by Joss Whedon, a mess bigger than the one left by Hurricane Whatever. In this first team-up film since Batman v Superman, Batman realizes a bad guy from a video game is on Earth to get 3 glowing MacGuffins. When they are put together, it'll open a portal to something bad or something. Now, Batman must conveniently find like 6 or 7 superheroes to fight this bad guy or whatever.
I take an issue with your description of the plot. They're not trying to open a portal or anything. When they get the 3 magic boxes together, it's going to terraform Earth into the bad guy's homeworld, which is entirely different from the plot of Man of Steel.
Which was?
Where the bad guy has a machine that's going to terraform the Earth into a version of his homeworld.
Was that bad guy a cartoon character as well? From a video game?
Close, it was Michael Shannon. So, Rich.
Yeah.
I'll start with you. What did you think of Justice League?
It wasn't as big a clusterfuck as Batman versus Superman. It's still a pointless waste of my time and life.
That's the grading curve we have to go on. I think that's every review for this movie is, well, it's not Batman v Superman.
I for one, loved this film. I thought it was so bad that it was great. And I don't mean that in a schlocky way. It was like watching a Saturday morning cartoon show. It was that bad.
There was less depth.
With less depth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it feels like exactly what it is, which is a Zack Snyder film that was repurposed as a Joss Whedon film.
Yes.
It feels like exactly what it is.
Well, we talked before about kind of picking out the obvious moments or scenes that were attributed to either director, and it was pretty easy to do.
Yes.
There's the big action scene at the end. Batman's like, I gotta go do this thing, and he has like machines and he's shooting missiles, and he's like, he had to shoot, I guess spoilers, he had to shoot a tower of weird roots that went into the sky. I didn't even know what was going on. And he had to blow everything up, and then there's the bugs flying on top of his car, and they rip his car, and I was like, zoning out, and I'm like, this is the Zack Snyder stuff. It's hurting my eyes. And then there was the one scene when Superman came back to life, and he was bad Superman, and they're all fighting him, and I'm like, this feels a little more Joss Whedon. And then some of the funny character moments too.
Well, that scene that you just talked about, that was clearly Zack Snyder though, because you could not see the CGI upper lip. That was the only sequence when Superman comes back to life that I was kind of like, okay, this is interesting.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been the movie. Because Superman comes back to life, and he doesn't know where he is. He's, like, discombobulated. And so all the other Justice League guys are like approaching him, and they're very like cautious because they're like, we don't know what the fuck he's gonna do. He's Superman. He can murder us all. And he is. He's confused, and he sort of fights back. And it's like, oh, okay.
There's a wonderful little moment when the Flash is running around him. I think that exact same moment occurred in Apocalypse. Evan Peters is running around Apocalypse, and then Apocalypse is like, "Ooh, you think you're faster than me?" And then he realized, and he like hit him or something like that. Where Apocalypse, he couldn't outspeed Apocalypse.
I didn't see Apocalypse. That's neat. That was like the one thing I really liked in that movie, the Flash Superman look.
Oh yeah. When they're
that whole sequence, and it's like it's the sequence that has the least to do with the plot of the movie. Yeah. It's like everything comes to a standstill for this big action scene, and it's the only interesting part of the movie.
Well, it was a fun character interaction moment, and the reason why I say Joss Whedon is because, I don't know if I'm right on this, but I have a theory that that whole scene was redone in post to be. I'm assuming it was the dead of night, and it was dark and it was miserable, and for some reason it felt different or interesting looking because it was like sunset or dusk or dawn or something, and you could kind of see what was going on, and it was
you could go back to the early trailers and see that those same shots, and it's much darker. It looks like a Zack Snyder
Then I'm
movie.
right. So I had the obvious feeling watching the scene where they confront Superman that this, as a Zack Snyder scene, would have been a dark, miserable nightmare, and maybe even Joss Whedon added the little moment where the Flash kind of was running around past Superman.
Possible.
Superman's like, no, you don't.
There's definitely parts near the end of that sequence where you could tell that it was Joss Whedon took over because there's close-ups of Superman, and you can see that fucking uncanny valley upper lip.
Miles Dyson has the cube, and it's a weird thing, and it turned me into a cyborg. So maybe has the power to resurrect Superman, but we have to put him in special Kryptonian water, and
why?
I don't know. That was Aquaman's job. He put the
because he's the water guy.
And then the Flash electrocuted the cube and brought Superman back to life.
Okay.
I guess Kryptonians don't rot either.
Like I was waiting for the bad guys to take Superman's corpse and turn him into their ultimate weapon.
You called it. You said Superman would wake up and he'd be a bad guy at first. The Justice League would fight Superman.
That should have been the whole fucking movie.
Yeah. It really should.
Like, you can't have Superman be a bad guy. That's why they didn't do it. But that brief moment when they were all, like, nervous when he comes back to life, I was like, this is an interesting idea. I would watch a movie about this.